Attack on Machulishchy Airbase in Belarus. New details about the attack and its consequences for Ukraine. Explosions became an unpleasant surprise for Lukashenko and the Russian occupiers. On February 26, explosions rocked the Machulishchy military airbase in Belarus, from where Russian MiG-31 fighter jets with Kinzhal missiles on board take off. As a result of the explosions, the A-50 reconnaissance aircraft, which coordinated the launches of cruise missiles on Ukraine, was damaged. While it is known that the military facility was attacked by drones, local partisans may be involved in the explosions. Ukraine has not officially confirmed its involvement in the attack. The damage to the A-50 aircraft could force the Russian occupiers to reconsider their plans for missile strikes on Ukraine. What is known about the attack? As a result of the explosions that rocked the Machulishchy Airbase, the A-50 long-range radar surveillance aircraft of the Russian aerospace forces suffered significant damage. As a result of the two explosions, the front and central parts of the aircraft were damaged. Avionics and radar antenna were damaged. The damage is serious. The aircraft will definitely not fly anywhere else. The event occurred while snow removal equipment was working near the aircraft. Probably, as has happened repeatedly at Russian military facilities, someone again failed to observe fire safety measures and smoked near the aircraft, says a statement from the opposition Belarusian project BYPOL. According to Belarusian social networks, this aircraft arrived in Belarus on January 3, 2023. Before the explosion, it stayed at the Belarusian airbase for 54 days, making 12 flights. Aggressor states use such aircrafts to provide coordinates for strikes to Russian fighter pilots. It is known from open sources that the cost of such an aircraft is $330 million. At the same time, some Russian propaganda sources confirm the attack on the airfield. According to their data, the attack was carried out by drones, several of which were shot down, but one reached its target and damaged a Russian military aircraft. The leader of the BYPOL project, a partisan movement in Belarus, reported that local partisans were involved in the sabotage at the Machulishchy airfield and that the operation had been prepared for several months. These were drones. The participants in the operation were Belarusians, participants in the victory plan, and now they are safe outside the country. Everyone left. Let them now search for a needle in a haystack, said the leader of the BYPOL project. In his opinion, the Lukashenko regime will not use this attack as a reason for direct participation of the Belarusian army in the war in Ukraine. In turn, the Ukrainian side does not confirm any involvement in the incident. Moscow and Minsk have not commented on the information about the explosions in Machulishchy. How Lukashenko reacted. Belarusian opposition politician Pavel Ladisko told the Freedom Channel how the self-proclaimed President Alexander Lukashenko reacted to the explosions at the military facility. Lukashenko urgently called together all the security officials yesterday. He was furious, demanding to find the culprits. The airfield was cordoned off. The area in the immediate vicinity of the military airfield was also cordoned off. OMON officers went through all the apartments. They tried to find those individuals who could have been involved in this incident, the oppositionist said. According to Ladisko, Lukashenko demonstrated that his security system is in a dire state and that he cannot control the actions of Belarusian partisans. It will be harder for the occupiers to attack Ukraine with missiles. There are very few A-50 reconnaissance aircraft in Russia's arsenal. Damage to one of them will complicate the occupiers' planning of missile strikes against Ukraine. This was reported by military analyst Alexei Getman. Getman explained the principle of operation of the A-50 aircraft. There are no such planes on our borders anymore. They copied the American AWACS, a plane with a saucer on top. This is a long-range observation antenna. Because the Earth is round, electromagnetic lines cannot bend beyond the horizon. Therefore, to observe objects at relatively long distances, you need to put radar stations as high as possible. This is a flying radar station that can rise several tens of kilometers and see everything that is happening in electromagnetic waves on the territory of Ukraine. These electromagnetic waves are the radiation of our radar stations. According to him, The A-50U can highlight the target for Russian cruise missiles. This plane does not enter the zone of action of our anti-aircraft missile systems, but flies around the zones of destruction and calculates where our anti-aircraft missile systems are located. Our air defense is mobile. They move, change their location. They calculate where Ukrainian air defense is currently located to embed these coordinates in cruise missiles that attack us, so that they bypass our air defense or find where the density is lower. This helps them to attack better, and it is harder for us to shoot down these missiles. Now, if there is no such plane, it will be harder for them to carry out missile attacks, explained the military expert. Military experts noted that after the explosion in Machulishchy, Russia may remove its combat aviation from Belarus. There are still 8 A-50 planes somewhere on the territory of Russia. There were only 9 of them. The Russians will now likely move their planes, not only of this level, but also remove them from Belarusian territory. They will disperse them to Russian airfields at certain combat radii. The MiG-31s will fly either from Dyatlov or from Chukovsky. They will be moved closer to Moscow. The remaining planes may go beyond the Urals, said one of the military experts. When asked how this could affect missile strikes against Ukraine, experts give such predictions. If they completely remove them, if the A-50s do not patrol along our borders, then the routes for cruise missiles will be calculated or laid out based on geographical maps, without having a system of locating our anti-aircraft missile systems. They will work at random. This will increase the percentage of successful missile attacks, the military experts said. Characteristics of the A-50 aircraft. The A-50 is a Russian long-range airborne early warning and control aircraft. It is designed for escorting air targets and coordinating fighter pilots. The A-50's radar system is capable of detecting air targets at ranges of the bombers, up to 650 km, fighters, 300 km, cruise missiles, 215 km. The Russian aerospace forces only have 9 such aircraft, and of those, only 6 are upgraded with the U modification. One such aircraft is operated by 19 people, 5 flight crew, 11 radio, and 3 engineering technical personnel. Belarusian partisans have finally started to act on a large scale. They have announced several serious attacks. We will be following the events and reporting on our YouTube channel. This is all for today. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. We'll be back with more updates and information. You can support our team by subscribing. Thanks for watching.